Don't mind me. I am preparing stuff for some clients, and I figured I would do that while I do this video for you guys. So if you see me just moving back and forth, y'all are used to that by now, so don't even complain about it. So, this video is really about, I usually give videos about, ethics of clients and their spiritual workers, as far as from like the client's perspective. Because I know I have a lot of people, I know a lot of viewers and a lot of clients that have never been to a root worker before, or a shaman or a mystic or witch or whatever. And I have some who have been to some before, and they do not receive the best service, the best etiquette. So this video will be about the etiquette from the spiritual workers. Now, before I practice anything, I was an artist, and everything for me, I learned in my life is that art imitates reality. And a lot of stuff that I watch, movies, shows, games, even books, comics, and etc., I would watch how art imitates reality. And so there's sometimes I would stumble onto some stuff that would have certain topics that are relatable to my day-to-day, i.e. spiritual practices, magic, and whatnot. And I just kind of see parallels between these stories, like anybody would in storytelling. You know, when you read stories or read stories as a kid, they will always ask you what's the moral of the story. So for me, anything I watch and read would always come with a moral for me. I would see it in the story. So, muddy stuff. So, I stumbled across this game. It was a Taiwanese horror game. It's called Devoted. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may not have. Most of you probably wouldn't have heard of it. But I didn't know what the hell it was about. It would seem like some ghost story or whatever. So I actually started just watching it just because. And then turned out it had a lot to do with spirituality and mysticism. And you're playing as this guy who, I guess in the 80s, his daughter had passed away. And you're kind of like reliving his experiences of his daughter's traumas and whatever she was going through, his wife leaving him, and etc. And it showed in there that he was very devoted to his spirituality. There was this made up deity that he was praying to, and he had a mentor, which would have been a monk or an occultist, that he went to for, like, he was giving all his money to, which was causing him, putting him in debt. And he was doing these rituals to get this evil spirit out of his daughter. But textbook, the way the daughter was behaving was textbook anxiety and depression. Pretty much, she was like, she was going through shit because her parents were arguing a lot. So it was making her upset, and she pretty much had a mental illness. And from what I learned over there, like, mental illness in a lot of cultures are very taboo. So towards the end of the game, you are playing this guy kind of going through this like a shamanic journey, or like an astral projection. But he's going through like this spiritual journey where he's like trying to retrieve his daughter's spirit. But then, really close to the end of the game, you find out that the mentor had recordings of these different clients who were cursing her out and everything, and saying like, I've been doing these prayers for my son, but he's still not getting accepted into this college. Do I have to give more money? Some other guy saying like, you said that my dad was going to live another 2 more years, but he passed away, months ago. We gave you all this money over the last 10 years, and you were scamming us, and like you're at the mentor's place and all her shit is gone. It's like she scammed people and then she dipped and left. So that setup, that brings me to my topic. About mentors and in the spiritual community. From what I learned getting into this, you are someone's mentor. You are all spiritual workers. No matter what your faith is, what your practice is, you are the community's like pseudo-therapist, pseudo-lawyer, pseudo-doctor, pseudo-physician. And I say pseudo because though these things are not orthodox, you know, you're helping these people individually or coming to you for something alternative because the mundane aspects, assuming they've tried all the mundane routes and they haven't worked for them. So that's when you get out your cards, your shows, whatever you do, your readings, you bust that reading open, you see what's going on with them. I like to converse with my clients to, you know, get a feel for their personality, you know, and just kind of get understanding, and listen to what they have to say. And there's a fine line between like what they need and what they want. Sometimes what the client wants isn't always what they need, but it's up for you to kind of figure that out and kind of help guide them towards what they need in their life. Even if it's not exactly what they want, but what they need to get towards what they want. At least figure that part out. And you just have a lot of people out here who are just... We're not going to talk about the scam artists. We're going to talk about the people who know what they're doing, but they're not properly guiding the client. You feel me? You're supposed to be there for them. I'm not saying drop what you're doing all the time and because we do get really busy and it is hard to keep up with every single person all the time. Like you can't drop everything you're doing and talk to this client right away, because if you have 5, 10, 15, 100 or more clients, where would you have the time to actually do the work? You know? So, but there's still an etiquette that you have to perform. And if you can't get back to that client right away, just at least get back to them and check on them. What I learned, one of my friends who pretty much mentored me, what she taught me was that, like, you always check in with the client because, like, most people check in with their client to see how the work progressed because they want to see how well the work is doing. Did my love spell work? How did my money spell go for you? If it did not work, let me know. I want to check in and find out if it worked the way you wanted it to, if it didn't work the way you wanted it to, if it didn't work at all, so I can know what I have to do in my book and what I need to alter and tweak. And take that note down. For Sarah, this worked, but for Jim, it didn't work. You know, like, you know, but I've used this on 5 people, and for 3 out of 5, it didn't work. But for 2 people, it really worked. So, you know, it kind of makes you have to go back and kind of see what are the common... I like to look for the common denominator in certain people and whatnot. So, like, if they all have something in common that I could see why this spell worked, I just kind of, like, will maybe, like, categorize it as, like, this is only for people who have a 9 to 5, or this is only for people who are hustling, you know? So, ashtrays right there. I keep forgetting where is that, because I got something up here I will put it into. So this is just really a short video because I'm just seeing people, like, really abuse their position. Like, it's a role of responsibility, and if you don't want to do it, if you're not going to do it properly, like, don't do it. Don't take advantage of these people and their money, because that's not... Like that, it makes it harder for the rest of us out here. Not that y'all care, the ones who are crooked, not that they care, but it makes it harder for everybody else to kind of like do their job right. And it's really, I can't imagine what type of karma like they're gonna get back. Honestly, like what type of karma are you are gonna attract using your spirituality and using your gifts to lure people and take advantage of them and like leave them hanging. A lot of clients are just really left hanging. Now, am I saying this based off of anything that recently happened on my personal life or in my or what I've seen going on? Not necessarily. I mean, I've seen things happen like this throughout the whole time I've been practicing, but it's just something that's just been on my mind because it's like I see it and then I'll have clients that come to me, and hear these stories, and it's just like, I get that it's a business. If you are not working a regular 9 to 5 and this is what you're doing for people, I understand it's a business and there are certain things that the client needs to respect because this is your livelihood. But don't abuse it where you kind of make the client feel inadequate and kind of make them feel as though that you helping them is God's gift to them, and they owe you all the amounts of respect and money that you deserve because they came to you. And it's like, that's not how you go about this. That's not how you go about it. So I just find that crazy. Again, it's a mentorship, right? Whatever your beliefs are, whatever's going on personally, like you're coming to us so that you can be mentored in your life. So essentially it's a life coaching. And even though it's going to be, I don't know, it's rare that I hear for people really like stop and check in on a client and see how their client is doing. But I really feel as though that should be a part of the services. Even if it's just, well, let's schedule a reading, every 3 months or every 6 months. I have some clients like we have scheduled readings because it's like getting a checkup, like with your physician. So I really believe that, the client should kind of expect a mentorship from the spiritual worker that they go to. Not, depending. If they're really popular, you may either have to fork up a pretty penny to get that time and attention and details from them, or you are gonna have to deal with the fact that they're probably gonna be very late getting back to you if they're really popular. So I really feel like that if you go to a spiritual worker, that they should have a genuine investment, in what's going on with you. Not a personal investment, but a genuine investment. Let's get you to where you're trying to go, or at least in the ballpark. If we land in the ballpark, then we can take it from there. But let's see where you're trying to go, and just try to listen to them. If they're mentoring you right, try to listen to them, because they're not trying to waste their words on you. All right, so that's pretty much it. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So, but yes, it's a mentorship. And please stop taking advantage of these people, because I don't know what your team is going to do to you when they start realizing like you swindling these people, and we didn't put you on this path for that. 'Cause I know my spirits put me on this path, so they put me on this path, and I know that there's certain things I cannot do. I've seen the repercussions of certain things that they didn't want me to do, and I figured, oh, I could do this. Like I can commercialize this or that, and they're like, no, you can't. Okay, you want to do that? Okay, watch this. Okay, you'll take something from me. So it's a reciprocity with everything, when it comes to our relationship with our spirits. So when you come into us, like it's we're your broker, like we're a spiritual broker. Like we connect you to our spirits and whatever other spirits that you need the help from. So, and it's like you're putting your trust in us so that we can guide you into where you want to be and where you need to go. So that being said, I hope you guys like just do your research on people and just get a feel. Like when you talk to somebody, just gotta get a feel for their vibe and their energy, because you're not gonna like every spiritual worker you go to. You're not gonna like every doctor you go to. You're not gonna like every lawyer you go to. Like this gonna be they could be the best lawyer, but if you don't vibe with them like that, you may not want them to handle your case. You may not feel safe. You want to always go to somebody that you feel as though is going to take care of you. So with that being said, just be careful out here, because there are some people in this community that are fucking vultures. All right, and it's good to read reviews and to take it with a grain of salt, and then make your own judgments. All right. That being said, I will see y'all maybe in another 2 weeks. You can find me on Facebook, August Midnite, the Shamanic Rootworker. My Instagram, August_Midnite. And even on Twitter, the same name at August_Midnite. And email me at augustmidnight88@gmail.com. All right. So you guys take care. Talk to y'all soon. Have a good night.